You know why most relationships failed? Because nobody explained them properly. We learned about relationships from Disney movies, romantic comedies, and/or parents who were probably winging it, too. So we enter relationships extinct magic, fireworks, and happily ever after. Then reality hits like a brick wall, and we think we're doing something wrong. Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Relationships aren't complicated because they're mysterious. They're complicated because we've been taught complete nonsense about how they actually work. I'm about to explain relationships in a way that will make you go, "Why didn't anyone tell me this before?" By the end of this video, you'll understand relationships better than people who've been married for 20 years. Let's start with the basics. Think of it this way. You know how living with a roommate works. You share space. You split responsibilities. You negotiate who does what. You deal with each other's annoying habits. Some of you love hanging out together. Some of you want to strangle them for leaving dishes in the sink again. A romantic relationship is exactly the same thing, except you also kiss this roommate and share feelings with them. That's it. That's literally what a relationship is. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people think the kissing part makes it completely different. It doesn't. The roommate rules still apply. You still need to communicate about chores. You still need to respect each other's space. You still need to figure out money stuff together. The only difference is now you're also sharing emotions and physical intimacy with this person. But here's the lie that destroys more relationships than anything else. If they really loved me, they would just know what I need. This is insane. It's like expecting your roommate to automatically know you're out of milk without you telling them. Love is not telepathy. Love is not mind reading. Love is not automatically knowing what someone wants without them saying it. Love is caring enough to listen when someone tells you what they need. Love is paying attention when they explain their feelings. Love is remembering important stuff they've shared with you, but they have to actually share it first. You're not psychic. They're not psychic. Nobody is psychic. This expectation alone kills more relationships than cheating does. Now, let me tell you why people fight in relationships. Remember being 5 years old and fighting with your brother over the last cookie? Same energy, different probables. You always choose your friends over me. Translation: I want to be more important and I feel like I'm not. Most relationship fights are just grown-ups shaving tantrums about not getting what they want. The difference is as adults, we're supposed to use words to explain what we actually need instead of just screaming until someone gives us the cookie. Here's what every relationship typically needs to survive. Just like a plant needs water, sunlight, and soil to survive, relationships need 3 specific things. First thing, clear communication. This means saying what you actually mean instead of expecting people to guess. I'm fine when you're not fine is not clear communication. It's relationship poison. I need more affection is clear communication. I feel ignored when you're on your phone during dinner is clear communication. I am stressed about money and need to talk about our budget is clear communication. Second thing, realistic expectations. Your partner is not your therapist, your entertainment committee, your personal chef, your maid, or your psychic advisor. They're just another human with their own problems, bad days, and limitations. Expecting them to make you happy all the time is like expecting your roommate to control the weather. Third thing, and this is the controversial one, healthy relationships require to complete people, not to half people trying to become one whole person. You need your own friends, your own hobbies, your own goals, your own identity. The most toxic belief in modern dating is you complete me. Nobody completes anybody. You're supposed to be a complete person dating another complete person. 2 incomplete people didn't make one healthy relationship. They make codependency. But here's what nobody wants to admit about finding Theon. There is no one perfect for you. There are probably thousands of people you could have a great relationship with if you both put in the effort. The idea of the one makes people do crazy things like staying in terrible relationships BS. They think this person is their destiny or leaving good relationships BS. This person doesn't feel perfect now. Here's the real secret. Great relationships aren't found, they are built. Two people decide to build something together, and they work on it every day. Like building a house, except house is made of trust, communication, and shared experiences. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth about compatibility. Real compatibility isn't about having everything in common. It's about having compatible problems. Every person comes with problems. Every relationship comes with challenges. The question isn't, is this person perfect? The question is, are their problems the kind I can deal with? Some people's problems are they leave just heads in the sink and they're bad at remembering anniversaries. Other people's problems are they scream when they're angry and they refuse to admit when they're wrong. Compatible problems are manageable, annoying habits. Incompatible problems are fundamental great flaws that make you miserable. This part gets dark, but it's important. Some people stay in relationships that make them unhappy because they think that's what love is supposed to feel like. They confuse drama for passion. They confuse jealousy for love. They confuse emotional chaos for deep connection. Here's the truth. Healthy love is actually kind of boring. It's for people who generally get along, solve problems together, and enjoy each other's company most of the time. There's no constant fighting followed by passionate makeup sessions. There's no emotional roller coasters. There's no questioning whether they love you every other day. Healthy love feels stable, supportive, and peaceful. But here's what nobody teaches you. Relationships require actual skills that nobody bothers to teach us. Conflict resolution. How to fight fair and solve problems without destroying each other. Emotional regulation. How to manage your own feelings instead of making them your partner's problem. Boundary setting. How to say no and mean it without feeling guilty. Compromise. How to find solutions where both people get some of what they need. Self-awareness. How to recognize your own patterns and triggers. We expect people to be good at relationships automatically, but wouldn't expect people to be good at driving without lessons. Here's the most important relationship rule. You cannot love someone into being the person you want them to be. People only change when they want to change. You can't fix people. You can't heal people. You can't save people from themselves. Your job in a relationship is to decide if you like a person who's actually in front of you, not the person they could become with enough love and patience. If you find yourself thinking they would be perfect if they just changed this one thing, you're not in love. You're in love with potential. Date people for who they are right now, not who they might become someday. So, what do healthy relationships actually look like? They're not constant happiness. They are not perfect harmony. They're not two people who never disagree. Healthy relationships are two people who can discuss problems without screaming or shutting down, who respect each other's boundaries and decisions, who support each other's individual goals and friendships, who take responsibility for their own emotions and actions, who show up consistently for each other over time, who can be themselves without fear of judgment or punishment. That's it. It's not nearly as complicated as we make it. Here's the reality check nobody wants to hear. Some relationships aren't meant to work out. Sometimes two good people are just not good together. Sometimes you love someone and they love you back, but your lifestyle's goals or values are incompatible. Sometimes the timing is wrong. Sometimes the chemistry is there. Sometimes you're just bitter as friends. This doesn't mean union failed. It doesn't mean love isn't real. It just means this particular combination didn't work. The healthiest thing you can do is recognize when a relationship isn't working and end it respectfully. instead of trying to force something that isn't meant to be. So here are your new relationship stones. Stop looking for someone to complete you. Look for someone to complement you. Stop expecting perfection. Start expecting effort, honesty, and respect. Stop trying to change people. Start accepting them as they are or walking away. Stop making your happiness someone else's responsibility. Start being a happy person who shares that happiness with someone else. The bottom line is this: relationships are simple in concept and challenging in execution. They require same skills as any other important area of your life: communication, effort, realistic expectations, and the wisdom to know when something isn't working. The reason most people struggle with relationships isn't because love is mysterious. It's because we've been taught to approach relationships like fairy tales instead of like real life. But here's the good news. Once you understand what relationships actually are and what they actually require, they become much more manageable. You stop expecting magic and start building something real with someone who's willing to build it with you. And that honestly is so much better than any fairy tale. If this made relationships make more sense to you, subscribe and tell me in the comments what relationship myth did you believe for too long. Your honesty might help someone else see relationships more clearly. Remember, the best relationships aren't perfect.